also, like the whole idea of the Second Amendment and like the ability to have what was like a well-regulated militia or whatever it was, is the idea to check government power and like the risk of tyranny.
Right.
Not that with like advanced weaponry today and like having even like an assault rifle or whatever, like citizenry, I don't think really is any real match for like a government that has become like authoritarian and heavy-handed and like basically like a police state. Like technology, it's just there's too much disparity. Like so, I,
I would
I
agree. Actually, let me challenge you on this one because
yeah
I think I've somewhat changed my mind on this in the past 5 years, maybe because I see what you're saying, and I
yeah
used to think that too. But the argument that I've heard against that is look at the efforts of the United States military in the Middle East, fighting against basically like sheep farmers, right? Who have
yeah
AK-47s. Um, and it's like there's a just gigantic technological disparity with advanced weaponry between, say, the United States and the Iraqi army or in Afghanistan, and yet these like sort of dug in countrymen would continue to pose a to be a very challenging adversary based on I don't know what they believe in, the will to survive, the will to defend their country based on how they see it. They see us as the enemy. And I don't, like, obviously, there's nothing I can do against an F-22, but if you have your sort of, I guess, well regulated militia, you have your neighborhood, your city, your state, just everyday people organized, even loosely, with a strong will um, to defend what they believe in. I like that. I sort of that's still a formidable force in some weird way, unless the overarching power like is literally willing to just genocide the entire country. You know what I mean? Like we could go
yeah
into Iraq and like literally drop nuclear arms and destroy everything about them, but that's not really what any modern Western nation is going to do. So
yeah
I see what you're saying, but I'm not sure. Like I sort of see the value still in in that sort of the value of that individual with their small arms or whatever as they band together against a tyrannical government. Not that you're guaranteed to be victorious, not that you wouldn't get wiped out, but you at least have some sort of fighting chance. I think we've seen that over the past 30 years in the Middle East.
yeah. Well, you might be right. I mean, I, yeah. I mean, and I guess there are going to be uh, caveats and like, well, first of all, it's kind of a hypothetical scenario having a tyrannical government and you having to like have locally organized resistance to that. Like
Mm-hmm.
hopefully that never comes to that point in the U.S.
Certainly.
And yeah, like the very minimum, uh, like having people with weapons is going to be there's going to be a greater chance of being able to resist tyranny than not having weapons.
Right.
So, but and then the other thing is like the well-regulated militia part is, I think that I mean, I don't know, from my limited direct experience, because I'm not involved in any of that stuff. It just seems more hypothetical or like theoretical than actual. Like I know there are some like like usually kind of labeled extremist groups that get all uh, armored up and go and they train and all that stuff. But um, I think for the most part, like people that own guns are not in militias.
Okay.
So, and maybe that would change if the government started becoming really authoritarian or like became a police state or whatever. But
Yeah.
so yeah. But anyway, like I think there still is, value in the right to bear arms, and just, erring on the side of freedom anyway.